Alright everyone, this is just going to be a super fast video about the vehicles. So what I did, I created a new plugin. So right now, as you'll see, I'll have the X34. This is the little speed cruiser mod. So I also added Starfield and the SFB G4. This is what's adding the vehicles, or the Rev 8. So I'm literally going to have like a master for all my ship parts, vehicles, and stuff for the custom vendor. So technically all you would need is Starfield, the O4, and whatever vehicle that you want to modify. Alright, so let's close this. So here in the text filter, I put in the Rev 08. And as you can see, this like little furniture marker here. Let's see what it comes under. Probably generic items, miscellaneous, special, world. It was here. So if we come down to furniture, everything's gonna fall into here. World objects and furniture. But now that little scooter was an X34. Alright, so this is what we need here. You don't have to worry about anything else, because when you create your plugin, this is going to be technically like a patch override, just with your tweaks on it. So if you mess up, you can delete it and you're not making any changes to this. But what we want to do is view an inspector. Good grief. View an inspector. Okay. So here it's got the name. So if you want to like rename it, this is where you would rename it. And as you scroll down, all right, this is everything that you can change. But you saw how the Rev 8 was all pink before. Until the creation kit gets unlocked, it's really not worth messing with anything else in there, because like 95% of the changes aren't going to work. So we'll just come down. You got the forms. Don't really want to mess with anything. Active text, override, graph. What we are looking for is pretty much our thrust and our boost and our speed here. So we'll just keep scrolling down. Okay, vehicle, configure aerodynamics, air density. This is gonna how you could try fiddling with this here. See the front area, it has like a higher setting than like the density. So I guess this would help with like full gravity planets that are set to 1, or like low gravities, that are down to like 0.3 or something. Audio we're not worried about. If you want to try like braking, a little harder, a little less. I'm not sure. This is probably the position of the bumpers. Camera, not going to mess with, but if you wanted to change with the field of view, you could see here, like in first person, it's at 90. So like if you wanted 100, 120, you should be able to change that in your third person view. We're not going to mess with the chassis, collision dampening. This is probably like how you bounce into rocks. I don't know which way you would have to go to control this. Steering, which there's already a mod out if you wanted to disable your mouse. So here we go. We got engine max RPM, engine max speed. So personally, I think 15 is a little too slow. When I did it before I had a major crash and lost everything, I had it at 30. So I'm going to probably put it at 25. All right. Torque, I'm not going to mess with. You can mess with this. Like if you start adding more torque, it'll take longer to get up to max speed, which kind of helps on like gravity planets. Like if you want to change this to 50 or something. Let me come back up here, make sure, see it's made the change because it's in blue. We don't want to change the RPMs. Vehicle slide, don't want to change slide, steering, suspension. Since we're messing with this hovercraft, I was thinking maybe you could be able to adjust the height that it sits off the ground. See, front offset, length. That might like take a lot. So like the suspension nodes, because technically that hover is just missing the textures for the tires and everything, but it's still running off of these same physics. So this might be something to fiddle with. Transmission we're not going to mess with. Velocity damper, water. weapons. I've tried messing with this. This is really just how it sits on. It doesn't like handle damage. So technically we missed boost scrolling through here. We need vertical boost and our thrust. Suspension, steering, slide. Here, vertical boost force, duration. So when you hit the space key, you know what I mean? You're only getting 1.75 seconds. If you bring this up to like 12, 15, 20, it really helps on like gravity planets that are full of vegetation and like rock. You can kind of like fly over it. You don't need this much on low gravity. So we're going to put this at 15 for now. And forward boost duration. They technically give you 3 seconds. We are going to bring this up to, we'll make this 15 too. All right. Now let's take a look. Forward boost, boost recharge. This is how long it takes to recharge. You could lower this if you want. If you know what I mean, like if you find 15, you don't want to come up to like 25. The delay, you know, the force, like literally you could double this. So like when you hit boost, you take off like a rocket. There's so much you could play with. But we're just going to leave it as this here right now, all right? But that's how you get into it. So like say if you wanted to do the Rev 8 while we're in here, right here, let's just right click and see, since I already had the inspector out, let me close it. Just come up, Rev 8, view, somewhere in here, view and inspector, and your little screen will pop up. Same thing, go make your changes. Just make sure you hit save. And that's it. Just go into game and test it. Catch everyone later.